Hello and welcome to our Prepaid Legal and Identity Theft Services presentation. My name is Darnell Self and I have the privilege to share some information with you that someone shared with me years ago when I first took a look at Prepaid Legal Services Incorporated. Our company started in 1972. We're a publicly traded company, started off on the NASDAQ, moved over to the American Stock Exchange. We were number one. How many people realize you can't get better than number one even when you try? Forbes magazine said one of the best 200 small companies in America, Prepaid Legal Services. As a matter of fact, USA Today came out with an article. The cover story, the money section, it's a picture of our founder and CEO, Mr. Harlan C. Stonecipher there. And they did a study of the top companies that had the founder still at the helm, that had the greatest 15-year stock gain, and Prepaid Legal was there at number 3. That's power when you're taking a look at a publicly traded company. Let's talk a little bit about the need in the marketplace. You know, in today's economic climate, everyone needs access to lawyers. Unfortunately, with all the people that have been laid off, they may need advice on severance packages. All the foreclosures that are happening, perhaps they need advice on mortgage negotiations. And so our prepaid legal plan does for your legal bills what your medical insurance would do for your hospital and doctor bills. In other words, many of the legal services you need most are prepaid through your membership. With our prepaid legal plan, there's 5 major areas of coverage. The first is preventive legal services. And we're preventive in a lot of things that we do anyway. You know, I've been prepaying for my auto insurance for a long time. But in order for me to get back any of that value that I've been prepaying all of these years, I've got to crash or total my car. So I'm really not looking forward to getting any of that value back. The same thing with my homeowner's insurance. I've been a homeowner for a little while, but someone has to burglarize me or my house has to burn down for me to gain access to the value I've been putting into that policy. Life insurance, you know I'm not looking forward to that value. But here's something finally that's a now benefit. We can't wait to use this benefit. As a matter of fact, you can pick up the phone, call your attorneys on an unlimited number of matters and get questions answered without paying the typical $200 or $300 an hour. It's covered under our membership. I never forget the time I called Prepaid Legal Services. You know, I was in my truck and I made a U-turn. The steering wheel stuck in mid-U-turn, and roadside assistance came and towed the truck back to the dealership. They didn't do what I thought they should do, however, so I called my prepaid legal lawyer, and they gave me advice. They told me, listen, based on the state that you bought that truck in, based on the make and model and the steering issue, if they keep your truck for 3 days on that same issue, they've got to give you a brand new truck that day. Now, I would have never known that and would probably have swept it under the rug if I had to pay $200 or $300 an hour for that answer. But it's the power of having access to my rights. You know, if you don't know your rights, you simply don't have any. The lawyers will also write letters and make phone calls on your behalf if necessary. Now, I never forget I had this company threatening me over $92.20. And they said that if we didn't pay it, they were going to send my name to a collection agency. I didn't want my credit to go bad with $92.20. But I figured I'd call Prepaid Legal to see what they could do. They wrote a simple letter to this company, and the letter had a bunch of legal jargon in it, and at the end it said, you must cease and desist all contact with our client pursuant to the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. Doesn't that sound good? I mean, the letter scared me. I almost wrote myself a check for $92. But it was the power of an attorney writing a letter versus Darnell writing that same letter. Our plan also offers document and contract review, up to 10 pages. They say the bold print giveth, and the fine print taketh away. So have your lawyers review your contracts before you sign your name to them. We also provide a last will and testament. We know that most folks don't have a last will and testament because typically it costs about $500 to have an attorney draw one up tailored to fit your needs. But Prepaid Legal's taken away the financial excuse. We give you one just for trying out our services. The second area of coverage is motor vehicle legal services. This was effective only 15 days after enrollment. They're going to give you assistance with moving traffic violations. Now, I've used this one most often. I received a speeding ticket out of state, but I called my provider lawyer, and with their assistance, my points were dropped, my fine was dropped. I only paid court costs, which are only $35. Our second service that we provide is our Identity Theft Shield. Now, identity theft is the fastest growing white-collar crime in America today. What we've done is connected with a company called Crow. They're the leading risk management company in the world. They were called in by the Kuwaiti government to seek out Saddam Hussein's financial network. They were called in by Enron for restructuring. And so we use them because we brought 1.5 million plus customers to the table. That's buying power to afford a company that normally countries and companies use. One, they're going to give us access to our credit report so we can see what's on there. Not only that, but they do regular monitoring. And then most importantly, restoration. So the complete package of $35.95, you have access to both our lawyers through our prepaid legal plan and, of course, our private investigators through Kroll.
Now that you know about what our company's doing, you see that there's a massive need in the marketplace. Always remember, a massive need is always followed by a massive opportunity. And that's where this opportunity comes in for you. Our company needs more mouthpieces. They need more people like you and I to get the word out to the millions of people all across North America that don't even know our services exist. And so could you use some extra income? Or would you like more time freedom? So I want to actually just get to the dollars and cents. I want to show you specifically exactly how our business works so you can recognize it plain as day. Everybody gets started off at the same entry position, what we call a junior associate. Now, as a junior associate, you get set up with a training package, you get applications and brochures, you even set a website up for you. So if you have anybody that's interested in checking out our services, they can go right online, check out the information. They can even sign up right on your website, which all gets tracked back to you. Now, anytime you go out and start marketing these services to folks, and they say, hey, I want the service, they pay their $35.95 plus a $10 one-time enrollment fee. So basically, they're set up for basically $46. On that simple $46 transaction, as a junior associate, every time somebody signs up, you're going to be getting paid $34.57 wired in your bank account. Let's say you're a junior associate, but you know some people that you're sharing the membership with, and they say, hey, look, you're making money from signing people up for these services because I know a lot of people I can tell about these services. I want to do what you do. So let's say John is somebody that you introduce to the company. He becomes a junior associate. When you start putting a team together, you bring junior associates on board, the company's going to actually promote you to the associate position. A couple things happen here. Number one, they're going to double your income. So instead of getting paid $34, now you're getting paid $69 every time you sign somebody up and they pay their $46. So they pay $46, you're making $69. But there's a second form of income here called override income. Basically, just like a manager in a car dealership gets paid an override when the salesperson on the floor sells a car, or a broker in a real estate company gets an override when the realtor sells a house, you're going to earn an override of $34 every time one of the junior associates you brought aboard signs up a membership. So let's say John and a couple other junior associates you have, they go out and start marketing memberships. Let's say between them next week, they go out and sign up 10 memberships. 10 times 34, you just made over $340 in your pocket in overrides that week, and you had nothing to do with the transactions. And that's just the beginning, because watch what happens here. Let's say you go out and build a team of 3 individuals. So you got John, Bill, and Cindy. You got 3 people you got on your team so far. Once you've got a team of 3, the company's going to promote you to the senior associate position. Now, what happens here? They double your income again. So now you're getting paid $138 on a $46 transaction. Somebody says, hey, I want the service. They sign up, they pay $46, you made $138. Then add another $69 on top of your overrides. Let's say you're a senior associate, and you go out and tell Jeff about the services. Well, Jeff signs up, you got paid $138. But let's say you bring Jeff on board also as a junior associate because he knows a lot of people he wants to go market this to. Well, Jeff, as a junior associate, goes out and markets a membership. He's making $34 every time he signs somebody up. But you, the senior associate who brought Jeff aboard, you're earning $34 plus $69. You're making $103 in your wallet every time Jeff submits an application. So next week, Jeff goes out and submits 10 applications. What's 10 times 103? You made over $1,000 in overrides, and that's with one Jeff. What if you had 10 Jeffs? What if you had 100? You can go out and build as big of a team as you want. So those are the first 2 ways to get paid in the business. The first column, the left column, is what they're going to pay you when you sign somebody up for the services. The right column is what they're going to pay you when others are signing people up for the services. The third most important way we get paid is called residual income. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, you're also going to earn a monthly percentage, not only on all the memberships that you signed up, but also on all the memberships your entire team signs up year after year after year. The most important thing about this is the timing. The T in timing is way more important than the T in talent. And the reason why I say that is because right now we have less than 3% market penetration. That means that 97 out of 100 people that you and I know don't have these services yet. What if you could actually have tools and a system that would allow you to go out there and build this business on the fly, what I call split-second marketing? Because for those of you that are busy right now, how long is it going to take you to say, hey, check out this DVD, read this magazine, and go to this website? We've got a rock-solid New York Stock Exchange company. We've got a massive need in the marketplace with 2 products that are filling that need that most people in the marketplace don't even know that exists yet. We also have a compensation plan that pays so much money up front while you're building that long-term residual income. But the most important criteria is timing. Whenever you position yourself at the front end of a trend, you make money. Get involved with the back end of a trend, you spend money, which is where most of us usually wind up. So again, don't procrastinate. Don't look back a couple years from now and say, I wish I had. I hope that you're going to look back on this day and you're going to look back and say, I'm glad I did.